Well, hello again, everybody. My name is Isaac Rosenthal. Thank you so much for joining us. Another game of Lane United Football Club action, and I'm joined today by my color commentator, Inaki Gonzalo. And Inaki, we have a huge game today between Lane United and the Seattle Sounders U-23s. Look no further than what the PDL Northwest Division standings look like right now. The Calgary Foothills FC on top of the league as it stands with 12 points from 5 games. The Sounders then right behind them, 9 points from 5 games. A couple of spots down the table is Lane United with 7 points from their 6 games. So it's a chance for Lane United tonight really to jump right up toward the top of the table. They could move into second place if all goes well tonight. But it's going to be a tough game. They do have one game already this season against Seattle, and that was a 2-1 loss up in the Seattle area. And let's talk about that game for just a moment, because it was a bit of a headache, a couple of moments for Lane United. The Sounders scoring 3 minutes into that game with a shot that went right off the underside of the bar and then came down very close. Tough to tell whether or not that ball indeed crossed the line, but as we've said many times before this year, there's only one man on the field whose opinion matters. That's the referee. He gave the goal. That was 1-0. Lane United got the equalizer back, but then lost it in stoppage time, and they were playing down a man for much of that second half. So big game for Lane United, a lot for them to prove tonight. What do they need to do to prove that?
Well, first of all, as you mentioned, it's a big game. In my opinion, it's probably the biggest game so far of the season. If Lane United want to be competitive, and in the sense that want to be in the top 2 that goes to playoffs. And then I also think that for the fans and the people watching this game, these 2 teams are 2 of the most enjoyable and fun to watch teams in the very competitive Northwest Division. So I think that this is gonna be a very exciting and fun to watch game for everybody, and we can go a little bit further with the ways to attack, the ways to defend, the keys of the game later on, if you consider that.
Yeah, and you mentioned competitive as the division is, but these 2 teams in particular are always very competitive when they play each other. The results have gone a little bit more towards Seattle's favor. They have 4 wins in the 5 games, but there has been red cards in all but one of the games between these 2 teams. So it should be a feisty affair. Let's talk a little bit now as the PA is going over the lineup, so we'll do that too. Lineups for Lane United tonight. Kind of 4-4-2, might look a little bit more like 4-1-3-2 with Casey Chubfertal as the holding midfielder right in front of the back 4. At center backs, we see Mitch LeGros and John Stadler come back. Hakeem Ward is up front with Stefan Tomasevich. The midfielders are going to be Vicente Mora, Isma Fernandez, and Matthew Coffey. Dirk Vandervelde and Jose Carlos Teron, the fullbacks, and then Luis Barraza getting the start in goal. And we saw Luis with a couple of great saves in the second half in the friendly against South Sound earlier. And he also has 2 starts this year, one of them the 3-3 draw and one of them a 0-0 draw against Crossfire. So Barraza, undefeated this year, gets to start tonight.
Yeah, we mentioned earlier that we have 2 very, very good and solid goalies, so the team doesn't really get any low when one plays or another. 2 of the best in the league, I think.
Well, we are going to take a quick moment here for a moment of silence. ask that you remain standing, remove your hats, and pay respect to our great country during our national anthem performed by a member of the Springfield High School Choir. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? And real quickly, we're going to throw it back here for one word from our sponsor before we get going.
We're not willing to make that extra.
And we're coming back. We are right here ready for the first half kickoff. So we gave you some discussions on the Lane United lineup, a face or two to watch out for the Seattle Sounders group. They'll have Jacob Granlund starting. He's been their leading scorer this year. He has 2 for them. And then they will have their backstop, Paul Christensen, in goal. Christensen is listed on the PDL website as the 11th best prospect in the nation right now. So a tall order certainly for Lane United to face in goal. What do you really have to do when you've got an elite goaltender like that to beat him?
Well, the first thing that you have to do is create a lot of chances and not really focusing on the goalie, in my opinion. And so the game is about to start, and we are going to see how Seattle Sounders is affected a little bit because they play on Friday, and they are probably going to take the game a little bit slow at the beginning, trying to just receive and to settle down and not to have a very high intensity game in the first 15 minutes.
And you see a good illustration of what John Gallus has done up top, as you see Akeem Ward and Stefan Tomasevich standing right next to each other in the center circle there. It's kind of that classic English approach of one big, one little, a thunder and a lightning in Ward and Tomasevich. So we'll have to see how that plays out, as Jonathan Stadler had some possession at the back there, getting us underway. Lane United in the all-red kits today with the Oakshire logo, visiting Seattle Sounders with the bright green shorts and white tops today. So through our first minute here, just getting underway. Glad to have you with us today on YouTube. Isma Fernandez touched it forward there. Tomasevich tries to chase that down, but headed by Jason Chrysler of Seattle, and that creates a moment of possession for the Sounders. Work back now, and it's LeGros playing it forward. LeGros, the other mainstay at center back this season for Lane United, along with Stadler. He's picked up 4 yellow cards already this season. Very physical defender. And very trustworthy back there with LeGros and Stadler. Now a touch for Taron. Given away. Here's a break for the Sounders. They shoot and wide. And boy, a gimme there for Guillermo Delgado, the number 11 for Seattle. And just a breakdown for Lane United. But in the end, nothing to show for it for the Sounders. 90 seconds in, still no score. The first shot of the game went wide from Delgado. There is a bit of wind today, and we may see that come into play a little bit. It may have right there. And now there's Mora. Mora's ball in for Tomasevich. He scores! How about that? Right off the throw in there, it fell to Mora. Mora played it in, and Tomasevich with the finish.
Yeah, right from the training session in a way, because that was the kind of thing that Lane United was trying to do, try to open the game on the wide side and go for numerical advantage on the wide and then crossing, and it was a great move by Tomasevich, who is developing into the real target forward of this team.
Well, there we go. Not even 2 minutes into this game, and we have red smoke coming from the Red Aces end there. Nearly we saw Lane United go down just a handful of seconds into it, and then all the way down the pitch they respond, take a lead of their own. So 1-0 to the hosts, their first goal in league play at home this season. And for all the talk of how troubling it might be for Lane United to score today, they've taken the early lead. Has to be, all that work goes into a game plan on both sides, and then big impact right away. There's Fernandez, touches it back for Stadler as Lane United will settle it down and go to Taron. Taron forward trying to get to Tomasevich and headed away there, but foul coming against Seattle, and it is a red card. So it would not be a Lane United Seattle Sounders game if there was not red shown.
Yeah, there was a slight late tackle by number 17 right after the play. The ball was in play, so that is considered a tackle with no ball in play, and that's why the ref considered it was deserved of a red card. This is again part of the game. We were in Sumner, Washington 7 days ago, and it was just the opposite. We received a goal in the minute third, then we got the red card, but you still have to play the game. Right now, what you have to do is to solidify this advantage, because as curious as it happens, sometimes you receive the goal right after you score, because you relax a little bit more as a team. So it's about just to stabilize your team and to actually play to your advantage, which is just take possession of the ball, have longer circulations of the ball, and recognize the space, and also trying to get the other team tired, because this is now a game that you got in advantage numerically.
Well, red smoke and a red card all inside the first 5 minutes. The big decision from Paul Soschka to show red to Jalen Chrysler, excuse me. And that's, that will happen from time to time, and still a lot of game left though. Anything can still happen, and we might not be done seeing fireworks here. So now, all of a sudden, a man up and a goal up. Lane United trying to really take control of this game. A little bit of possession in their own half in the midfield for the Sounders as Granlund towed it forward, but taken by Lane United, and they will now set up again. Isma Fernandez at the center circle, slides it to Taron. Now back to Isma, and Isma will go to the opposite side this time towards Vandervelde. Vanderveld giving chase there. Kim Ward also making life difficult for the Sounders player. And Mora with another positive touch gets it to Ward, but now taken back by the Sounders. They'll clear.
Yeah.
Headed away Legros. Chasing this one down is Delgado. He'll get there, but doesn't have a lot of help. Makes one good move though. Now he's into the box. He gets the center, and shot coming. Everyone falling down around it, and finally it will go back out. And Lane United able to collect it with Matt Coffey sliding it forward for Mora. Now Mora to Ward, and Ward will play the long ball for Tomasevich. That one though knocked down by the wind and headed to Christensen by his own center back. Granlund on the ball. Blocked Ward. Go ahead.
Yeah, we already saw in two occasions one of the ways in which Seattle attacks. Yeah, which is just looking for the long balls, looking for number 11 Delgado, number 3 Aguinaga. They are very quick and speedy players up front, and they are also very smart on their movement. So Lane United has to pay close attention to those long balls.
Well, and with the wind blowing the way it is today, those long balls can be very hard to judge, and we'll have to keep an eye on that. Mora plays it back out for Vanderveld. Vanderveld to Coffey. Hakeem Ward now. Isma Fernandez to Tyrone in some space. Tyrone tried to slide it forward for Coffey and not quite on the same page. Or for Ward there, excuse me.
One little example of what Lane United has to do. Possess the ball, circulate the ball. How you do that? It's not only just circulate in the wide areas, but you have to go inside, then look again back, and then go inside, then go wide. It's just, you have to vary the way you attack and you move this defense. Because right now, Sounders, even if they are with one man down, they are still fresh. So we are not going to see that much advantage until the minute 40 or about the minute 40, I would say.
Played forward there, but going to be headed away by the Sounders. Comes back to Lane United though. And here's Isma Fernandez. Fernandez again to Tyrone. And now he'll slide behind Jose. Jose with it though, plays it out all the way wide. Coffey will chase it down and stop it. Not able to get by initially anyway. And now Mora with it. Mora corner of the box and keeps possession. Will slide back for Coffey. Hakeem Ward at the edge of the box. Ward again looking to go as close to a full 90 as he can, or at least let his coach and not the referee be the decision maker after his red card in the opposite fixture between these two teams.
Yeah, Akim is gonna have to try to calm down a little bit. He plays with a lot of intensity, but you have to manage the emotions. And Sounders are gonna look for a little bit, trying to look for him in a sense, because they know what happened a week ago, and so they are going to try to give the referee the opportunity to make another decision. So especially Akim has to take it easy and work with smart in these situations. The more Lane United has the ball and circulate the ball, everything will calm down and will benefit Lane United.
And they will do some of that circulation here as Tyrone went back to Isma, and he'll go now all the way back for Stadler. Mora at the center of the pitch for Chubb Fertal. And now wide again for Jose. Jose has been a fixture at fullback so far this season for John Gallus. Regular starter. Fernandez slides it into the box. They touch back out. There's Ward, and Ward had it dribbled away, but it goes back for Lane United still. Vicente Mora. Back to Mora, and he ran right by it. Counter-attack opportunity for Seattle, but numbers still for Lane United. And running straight onto it there, and there's a foul, and will we get the penalty?
And maybe a yellow card, or that's going to be debatable now. Free kick?
There was definitely contact beginning outside of the box. I think it does seem, though, that all indications seem to be pointing penalty here.
And just a reminder, fans, Oak Star Craft Brews are now pouring at the beer garden. Oak Star Brewing and Eugene Craft.
Yeah, it's PK because of the situation of the referee, the assistant referee.
So it looks like stepping over to take it is Troy Peterson, number 24.
And I think that
for
now
Seattle.
is gathering information about the color of the card, because it can be a yellow card or it can be a different one. Or
well, we'll see. Soshka seems to have made a decision, and is he consulting with the fourth official now?
But okay, before he makes a decision, number 3 and number 11, they don't need many people to just produce a counter-attack, to just produce a chance. So that's gonna have to be very important for Lane.
Yeah, and the speed there from Aguinaga to create that.
Aguinaga and Delgado, they just made it by themselves.
And I think after all of that, no booking. So a big moment, obviously, for Seattle here. Peterson with the chance to get them a goal back after they went down just a couple of moments into the game. We're still just a couple of moments into the game, inside the first quarter of an hour. Barraza in goal. Peterson to take the PK. Save Barraza! And all the way out. And now a yellow card shown. So I don't know if something was, got to imagine something said.
It's because some of the Reds players were inside the box before the Sounders player actually kicked the PK. That should be the explanation for that. So much drama in just 30 minutes of the game.
From the way we're standing, I think the referee's call is that's enough infringement to take the PK again.
Yeah.
So here we'll go. He went to his left the first time, and Barraza made the save. What will Peterson do this time? Save again, Barraza, but the rebound is there. And it's knocked away off the goal line. And again, it's knocked in, and that time, Barraza not able to. So much good done from Barraza there, and not enough. And Barraza looks to be in a little bit of discomfort there as well.
Yeah, so playing with 10 or playing with 11 against Sounders U-23, you have to be super attentive to the movements of number 11, Delgado. He just take advantage of the open spaces, and the key player for them is number 3, Aguinaga. They do that with 11, they do that with 10. So I think that the goal, again, the goals are not indicative of the run of the play. You sometimes get the goal and you are still not even deserving it. And the more important thing is to settle down, to slow down, and to remember what is your game plan. And I think now it's a crucial moment, actually, for Lane United, trying to forget all these calls and all this drama and try to play the game. I think this is a big, very important game for Reds, and they are ready to play and they're ready to perform the way they wanna perform, to produce the chances and to score the goals. So again, it's 11 versus 10 now. It's just 1-1, but the more important thing is not those numbers, is to settle down, to remember the game plan and to execute that game plan.
Yeah, it might not be 11 v 10 very much longer, the way things tend to go between these two teams. Barraza is still being attended to down there. And
so Sounders, they they basically they were playing with 3 central defenders. So what they did when they lost Chrysler is just move the left attacking midfielder. He's covering the whole left space of Seattle Sounders. So now you identify, you recognize that. So Lane United should utilize that right flank in order to attack. Probably with Dirk, Matt Coffey, maybe Vicente Mora, trying to accumulate players on that area. And in any case, just following the game plan, which was trying to break line, their defensive midfielder opposition, and then go wide, and then produce a cross, which was actually the first goal. So again, stick to the game plan and be smart, be also mentally into the game. It's crucial for the Reds now.
Well, underway again now, minute 17, and it's 1-1. Lane United with the early lead, and they still have the numerical advantage. But they give up the PK, and they get in the box early, and they will have 2 saves on PKs go for naught from Barraza. That one cleared away by the Sounders, but only as far as a Lane United body. Casey Chubb-Fertal got to that one. Now Isma Fernandez with it, and Fernandez back to Vicente Mora, who seems to have slid back a little bit. Stadler on the ball now, all the way tries to go to Teron, but taken away and then knocked forward by Teron. Hakeem Ward with it. Ward will go for Coffey. Vandervelde was there, but went just to Coffey instead. Now it goes all the way to Dirk. Dirk's cross in. Tomasevich going for the header, and would have been dangerous had he made contact. Foul called there against Lane United. And a yellow card on the play to Tomasevich.
Yeah. Again, I think that the Reds have received in a detrimental way the goal they scored. Actually, they are like too high, and you have to control the intensity, the physicality, but also you have to be mentally into what are the limits of the game. So again, just try to forget the ref, try to play your game, because you have enough creativity and enough means to really beat this team by just playing the game the right way.
Well, Christensen will just put his foot through this one to get us restarted here.
And in the play before, by the way, Dirk made an excellent cross, and it was just for inches that Tomasevich didn't contact it. Again, we have just Delgado, and that's what they try to do, play 1v1. Try to create those isolation players with Delgado, because he's very quick, and 1v1 is just good for them in that situation.
And Teron's ball forward there. Couldn't quite reach Coffey. It's going to be collected now by Wheeler Ominu. Throw in coming for the visitors. And Legros will play for Stadler. Stadler again to Teron. Teron being given a bit of space. And Granlund there with it. Granlund, the number 12 for Seattle, their leading scorer on the year with 2 goals. Out of Denmark, the Dane been great for Seattle so far this season.
Yeah, if we mentioned before number 11, this is another pacey, speedy player for them. He's very strong, and he goes up and down all the time. So because they are playing with 10, he's playing a little bit more deep, but he's gonna go up again, going for those long balls.
And free kick comes in toward the top of the box and headed out and away. Barraza watches it go out. It'll be his goal kick. Stadler for Teron. Teron back to Chubb-Fertal. And now trying to move on that far side wings, Lane United. There's a good run and physical defense from the Sounders. They'll get the tackle made and they'll take possession. Only get it as far as the chest of Casey Chubb-Fertal, who will go now back out to the other side for Lane United, trying to use the whole field so far. Here's Teron. Teron's ball into the box, knocked down. And Tomasevich took a half shot at it, and that's going to be nobody but Paul Christensen's ball.
Yeah, and you mentioned the win, and it's a factor in the game. So in every game, but even more importantly in this game, going for the loose balls, expecting little deflections, expecting bad touches is going to be, again, very, very important.
It's always so many little things that you can't plan for until you get to game day. We saw a very wet game between Lane United and the South Sound FC last week, particularly in the second half, and that was a talking point for the players, talking amongst themselves, going back to the locker room, is just how fast that ball was moving on the slick turf, and now a different adjustment point with the wind. Meanwhile, though, the Sounders trying to create something. They'll go back out, and offside, the flag does go up. Barraza was there for the shot, but several steps offside there.
And another example of the excellent positioning by Delgado. He always finds the space between central defender, left defender, right defender. He's always in the right space. So number 11, it's a very good player, and you know that in advance. So you just have to have 1, 2, 3 players, and it's very important to have good communication between the defensive members in that situation.
And Teron will play this one to the back, and there's not a great touch, probably had a lot to do with wind, but it's going to create something for Seattle. Aguinada and Delgado's offside. Chubb-Fertal, though, is going to see that one every time he closes his eyes for a while. Stadler's quick restart. Still inside of half an hour in this game, and we've had 2 goals, 1 for each team. And here's Teron. Teron trying to get the ball into the middle, deflected away by Seattle, and that's going to be a throw-in in a very advanced position.
Yeah, I would like to see Akin War more into the box when the crosses by Teron or Dirk come, because he's still on the line of the box, but he's not really accompanying Tomasevich, which is basically the only player that Lane United has in the box. Hopefully somebody recognize that, and we have Akim in the box in the next crosses.
The Reds went offside there, so it'll be a restart coming from Christensen. Absolute beautiful day in Springfield at the Willamalane Center. Bleachers took a while to fill out, but fill out they have. And these fans being treated to quite an entertaining game so far.
That's why you have to come here on time, right?
Yeah.
Because you never know when it's going to be the fireworks in the game.
Matthew Coffey there. Coffey had an assist when these 2 teams played earlier on Tomasevich's goal. 2 goals from Stefan against Seattle this year. And that'll move him into the team lead. Teron plays forward for Fernandez. Then he makes a move, and Fernandez tried to get it back to him. Teron couldn't quite control it, and this one cleared the length of the field all the way to Barraza.
Great combination. Not only combination, but running also, continuing. Once you touch the ball, you run, and so you offer yourself again in a more advanced position. Doing that in one flank, in another flank, Lane United will have chances to produce more goals.
And there was Ward in possession. Went back for Vandervelde, and now all the way back to Stadler. To Legros, and then Vicente Mora. Mora to Coffey. Coffey keeps possession, and then United having to move back here. Good job from Chubb-Fertal to get it to Legros, and then over to Stadler. Now up the pitch a bit to Teron, and Coffey in a position we haven't really seen him in on the field so far. Switch places a bit with Tirone there, or with Fernandez, excuse me. Jump for tall, the holding midfielder. Thought about going to Tirone, instead went to Mora. And off of some bodies here, this may fall for Coffee to control it. It does, and there's to Ward, but again, well outside the box. And Seattle trying to move upfield through Delgado. Delgado again trying to go one-on-one, and this time he'll lose the ball, but the foul will go again, or goes into touch.
Yeah, when you are playing against 10 men, actually you have to be more disciplined because you have more time to control the ball. Sometimes you think too much, you try to do too much, and actually you have to continue with the game plan, but to utilize the spaces you have, not to have more time the ball in your feet. And that's something that the still Lane has to realize when they are in the attacking third.
This one just cleared again all the way the length of the pitch. Barraza will watch it bounce to him, and he'll then play it on one touch to Stadler. Stadler just being given loads of space in his own half and gets it to Tirone. He'll play the ball in. Mora may be there and headed out by Seattle. Throw-in coming up for Lane United, just about the position where they had the throw-in to set up that first goal. Miscommunication though there. They'll knock it out behind the goal line, and goal kick comes up for Christensen. So we get towards the half an hour mark, 28th minute now. Might start to see some of the difference in 11 v 10 men, but the way that this game is going hasn't really had a huge impact so far. Probably a little more possession for Lane United than otherwise, but
yes, but Saunders is okay with this kind of possession. The problem is when you are really moving in defense, because you don't want to do that considering that you are one man down. And Lane United hasn't moved enough defense, Saunders defensive schema until this point. They are going to try to be compact, and so that's why Lane United has to go a little bit inside, but then moving wide. And they are still accumulating too many players on the central areas, the Reds. So they have to do both things and just move the other team defensively, making them work in the defensive end.
And Akeem Ward had the ball there. He'll find Jose Tirone, corner of the box. Tirone sizes up his man, slides it forward, and now they'll go back for Tirone. Nifty back heel, but the second pass is just not there, and good closing speed from Dirk there to catch up with that. Mora with more possession, now back to Dirk for Lane United. Vandervelde to Vicente Mora.
Mora, it's in inferiority numerically there, right? 1 versus 3 or 4. So move them and show that they have one man down.
And there's Stadler playing pretty high up the pitch. Little triangle created to get it back to the holding midfielder in Chubb for Tall, and they'll now go back to Legros. Both center backs playing across the halfway stripe for Lane United on this possession. And they'll now drift back as the Sounders with an attack. Chasing it down is Delgado. Legros trying to get to the tackle there and got just enough ball. Knocked it out on the ref pointed one way.
Another situation in which they just recover the ball, they look up and they go for Granlund, number 12, or Delgado, number 11, and they are 1v1. So that's troublesome in the near future for the Reds. So hopefully the Reds are able to adjust that, because they are going to continue to produce chances just with that simple attacking move.
And big dangerous throw coming from Seattle, just in line with the top of the box. Knocked in, and Coffee tried to clear it and missed it, but it came to another Lane United player. And the Reds with it, deflected off a Sounder shin, and throw-in coming now for Lane United, 31st minute and a 1-1 game. Hakeem Ward. Ward is a very strong individual dribbler, but he's found himself in a couple of situations tonight where it's been, like you said, 1v3 or more. And even for a skilled dribbler, that's not exactly in an advantageous position to be in. Trying to get it to Tyrone. Wind playing a factor, nearly creates a Sounder break, and Jacob Granlund does get a touch there, but has to play it all the way back to Christensen. The Reds trying to spread Seattle out, use as much of the field as they can, and take as much advantage of their numerical superiority as they can. That one played for the center back Stadler. Now back to Tyrone, and headed Fernandez back to John. Vicente Mora for Ward. Tomasevich, can he get it back to Ward? He can. And now slid for Tyrone. Tyrone. And now Isma. Mora's shot, and that forces a save from Christensen. Good opportunity there from the Reds, and I think a good shot.
Yes, and in every game for the Reds, it's very important shooting from distance, because we have talked often that we are lacking a little bit of easiness to score goals. So sometimes the other teams are just compacting in the middle. So we have also to try the long distance shots.
And a brilliant header from John Jarbo down there in the Red Aces. Came right to him. Lost his glasses in the process, but picked them back up, and we're all good. Throwing in the most dangerous spot for a visiting throw-in in the Northwest Division is directly where Chase Hansen is standing, right in front of the Red Aces. That one headed around, and Barraza has to leap up into the air and pull that one down, bossing around in his own area. Out of Vandervelde. Mora in the middle of the pitch, but rolled just in front of him. Aguinada. Aguinada with it as we play advantage for Seattle. Sounders now trying to build, and they're creating something. Across the wing, crossed in. Opportunity still for the Sounders. They go back out. Granlund's shot. And that was deflected. Clearance towards Ward, and Tomasevich will now head it back for Hakeem. Hakeem with a nice dribble to keep it for himself. And now he'll slow down as he's given a yard or two of space. Isma Fernandez. Slid out for Mora. Mora to Vandervelde in front of the Lane United bench. You see the substitutes now slowly starting to warm up. Casey Chubb for Tall. Back for Isma. Now back to Ward. Ward with the dribble. Moved in front. There's some contact, and fans certainly wanted a penalty to be called. Referee did not agree.
Debatable. At the same time, the referee has called so many things in the first minute of the game. He probably doesn't want to keep with that rhythm for the whole game, and taking many decisions in terms of yellow cards and red cards. Sometimes even the referees call it less. It's better for the flow of the game, for them as referees.
Well, it is a hard position. I mean, we kind of saw a little bit what happened in the cross in there for the Sounders to the heads, and Vandervelde knocked it away. But you talk about that rhythm. We saw it a little bit in the U.S.-Paraguay game yesterday. The second half, those 2 quick yellow cards against the Andre Yedlin, and then the ref has put himself in a position where he's calling things left and right, really can break up the game.
Let's be careful with these throw-ins by number 15, because they are very, very dangerous as well.
And that one knocked away, and it's first deflected by Barraza and then cleared away. Boy, that one dangerous 2 or 3 different times for Seattle.
Yeah, excellent shot by number 21. An excellent save by Luis Barraza. I have to say that minute 36 of the game, and Luis Barraza is by far the best player for the Reds, which is not a good sign in my opinion.
Another dangerous throw-in opportunity, and foul called this time against the Sounders. It's not the call in the box that the Red Aces wanted, or not the box that they wanted to call in.
And by the way, Luis is still limping a little bit, the goalie. So we might have a substitution in the second half.
We'll see. You'd hate to not go with Barraza after the half that he's played, but if he's not in a physical state where he can finish, you got to spend a substitution on the goalkeeper. Fernandez back to Stadler. And Coffey, it's dribbled away. Here's Delgado for Granlund. And Aguinada, there's the dangerous 3 for Seattle. Cleared away, Lane United. Back to the center backs for Seattle. Still dangerous for the Sounders, trying to slide forward, offside the call. And that was Wheeler Ominu, just a step offside.
Yeah. Let's see how the game evolves in these last minutes, but I have to say that in terms of management of the team, I am waiting for the players going to the locker room, settle down, and keep track to the game plan, and just develop as a team, because it's a little bit too hesitant, defensively, offensively as well, trying to figure out what you have to do and do it offensively, and then trying just to keep number 11, number 3 under control. That should be the master plan for the Reds.
Boy, they make life difficult though, don't they? Even just on that last play, we saw Aguinada pressing, and then here he is on the ball and offside. But good thought and dangerous opportunity for the Sounders, but Delgado doesn't like it, but you can see it clearly from up here.
Doesn't like it, but that's the kind of game he plays. And as a forward, you know that you are going to get 3 or 4, but if you have one onside, you can just put the ball in the net. And that's what you are looking as a forward, especially playing with them.
Played that one long for Tomasevich and too far out in front of him. And again for Dirk.
Actually, you mentioned before Akeem, and I think that the way the game is playing, the Reds need his pace, and probably more in the wide spaces. So I would like to have Akeem maybe in the second half playing more wide, maybe as a right defender or left attacking midfielder. That's not really important, but just playing more wide and not so centrally. And instead having another kind of player centrally who can make the through balls, the smart balls in the middle.
And end to end we go. The Sounders pressing forward now. Granlund making a long run on the side, but they'll just play it to the fullbacks, do Seattle. Peterson trying to get it to Delgado. Lane United take it away and look to move up the pitch. Isma Fernandez taking away Granlund all the way back to Christensen. Starting to warm up quite a bit here. It's very warm. The Reds' last trip up to Washington as well. Not so much the game against South Sound on Thursday. Some January rain in that one. Reds at the corner of the box. It's Coffey. Coffey making some moves. Still with it is Coffey. He shoots! And great individual effort there from Matthew, but it goes wide.
Excellent, superb individual effort by Matt Coffey. He is the one identifying one of the problems for Reds, which is just being vertical, being aggressive when you get the ball on the feet. And even in that play, I would also like to notice that Carlos Terron was the one getting into the box, and the Reds have to have more people in the box again. So that's just a conscious effort to remember those kind of things. But again, it was an excellent play by Matt Coffey.
Coffey figured in the score sheet on the, as we said earlier, had the assist on Tomasevic's goal the last time these two teams played. Trying to find his way into the highlight reel tonight. Touch from Ward, and Ward will draw it back. He really can do some things with his feet. Stadler on it now. Last couple of moments of the first half. 43rd minute. Terron will play it forward for Coffey, but I think a little bit too quick.
Yeah, a little bit of miscommunication. Terron was giving the ball wide. Coffey again wanted it just vertical to the goal. That's what Coffey always have in mind. And unfortunately, yeah, there was that lack of communication in that play.
Christensen gets us underway once more. Have to figure that when we do reach the 45th minute, we will have quite a bit of stoppage time in this half. There's been 2 goals, there's been a break for an injury, long time to determine how they were going to rule on the first PK, a second PK, a lot of things happening. So we may have, from now, maybe a solid 10 minutes of play left in the half. That would put us at, maybe not that much, but we'll have a bit. Terron for Coffey.
Now we need more people in the box. It was just Tomasevic, and I think that Coffey, that's why he didn't cross the ball, because he just looked and it was just Stefan there.
And Isma for Vicente back to Isma, knocked away. Can Lane United keep it? Good job from Chubb Fertal to keep this one alive for the Reds. Vicente Mora for Vandervelde, and now Mora will run in behind him, occupy that space. Isma back towards Mora, and corner kick coming, or was it knocked out? Knocked out last by Lane United. That last touch must have been already over the line. Christensen again. Headed forward, but out of play by Seattle. Dirk Vandervelde will throw us in. Vicente Mora to Chubb Fertal, and then played for Coffey. Coffey, Terron will go and run in behind him, and Coffey's tripped up there. That one indeed a foul.
Another very, very smart play by Coffey, not only because he's going vertical, because he just drew the fall by the way he put his body in between the defender and the ball. Again, Coffey producing a lot offensively for the Reds.
And it's Isma and Jose Terron behind the ball.
And Tomasevic and Ambassa, number 4 of Sounders, having some words in the box.
Isma plays that into the heads. Not Doots. That's somehow in the back of the net for Lane United. They did it on the set piece, and some discussions, but they knocked it in there. It's 2-1 at the end of the half. All set up. Played in by Isma Fernandez, and then some deflections, and then in the back of the net. Did not notice myself who knocked that one in.
By Matthew Coffey.
And it was, so reward from Coffey, and that's what you like to see. He's had a great first half, particularly a great last maybe 15 or 10 minutes or so, and he gets the last contact there to make us 2-1.
Yeah, in those last 10 minutes, he played in this left midfield and attacking position, but he was just vertical. He was producing combinations with Carlos Terron, and sometimes it's all you need. Just one of your teammates really into the right mindset, and he was also the one producing in that free kick. Reds have again the game on their advantage. Let's see if can defend enough in these last 3-4 minutes of stoppage time and bring this advantage to the locker room.
And Terron with the header there, and absolutely critical for Lane United to preserve this lead into the locker room. We will try to rack up tape at the intermission and confirm who had the final touch on that one. Going with Coffey for now. And Sounders play this one forward. Delgado is the target. Stadler in defense, and Delgado gets around him, and then a collision involving Casey Chupfertall and Delgado. Now it's a free kick in a dangerous position for the Sounders.
And just very quickly, this is why I think this is one of the best games you can watch right now in PDL, you can watch right now in this division. The technical ability that Delgado showed there shows how good a player he is, and I would say that he will become also professional very, very soon.
Well, it's Kyle Bjornthon to take the free kick, and how about that shot there?
Yeah, he's the specialist of the team. Every free kick he's going to be the one taking, and that's why he takes those ones, because he's very quick on those, very good on those ones.
Into stoppage time now, a 2-1 lead for the host Reds. Goals coming. It's kind of a truism with coaches. You talk about how important it can be to score in the first or the last 2 minutes of a half. Well, Lane United have done both in this first half to take the 2-1 lead, and they have, again, the 11-10 advantage men on the field after the early red card, very early red card, to Seattle.
But now you have just to manage the time and go into the locker room with this advantage. That's all you have to do. Yes.
And there we go. One half of play is through and in the history books. We knew it was going to be exciting, and it's exciting is exactly what it's been. We've had a red card, we've had some PKs, we've had shouts of other PKs, 2 goals from Lane United and 1 from Seattle. An outstanding, high energy, great first half of play. We are going to take a quick break here and give you a word from our sponsor.
We're not willing to make that.
And we're back with you for the second half. My name one more time is Isaac Rosenthal. The other voice you've been hearing today belongs to Iñaki Gonzalo And at the end of the first half, Lane United, at the very end of the first half, took a 2-1 lead. Matt Coffey able to put the finishing touches off of a free kick. A lot of different things happened on that free kick. Isma Fernandez got it started, played to the head of Stefan Tomasevich, and then it was Coffey who ended up finalizing that goal, putting it in the back of the net to give Lane United the 2-1 lead. Tomasevich had the first goal of the day just about 3 minutes in or so, assisted by Vicente Mora. The one goal from Seattle came from Delgado after 2 PK saves made by Luis Barraza, although Barraza took a bit of a knock in the process, and it does look like we've got Ben Willis out there to start the second half, or do we? We saw Willis warming up.
Yes, it's Ben Willis. Yes.
And so there you go. Unfortunate for Barraza because he really did play a great first half, but now it's Ben Willis's turn to finish things off for Lane United. And some great dribbling there, keeping things alive for the Sounders. And eventually the whistle against Coffey. He can't believe it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the substitution for Lane United FC coming in for goalkeeper Luis Barraza. Number 1, Ben Willis.
Yeah, be careful now again, because this is a great opportunity for them. This is in the free kicks, you don't feel so much that you are one man down, so let's careful with this situation.
And into the box, dangerous ball, headed down, and Isma Fernandez to chase, or Jose Teron to chase that one down. Reds trying to establish some possession here. They've got the 1-man and 1-goal lead. Hakeem Ward. Ward slides it forward and may come back to him, instead knocked away Seattle. Aguinada. And now back out for Delgado. Delgado's been the danger man all day for Seattle. So much speed, and he takes off down the pitch again, sizing up Legros. Back, and referee a little bit too involved in the play there. Aguinada slides it back out, and he'll come back, or they'll come back to him. Isma Fernandez got in the way of it, and it's a throw-in coming for Seattle. So throw-ins have led to danger today. Set pieces have led to danger today. And this one bouncing around the box again may still produce something for Seattle. Hakeem Ward tries to leap up and head it down, but couldn't catch up with it. Seattle still with the ball. And Teron does a good job. Tried to clear that one, but it was even better. Knocked off the shin of a Sounder and out of play, and Ben Willis will get the goal kick. We've seen Willis a lot this season. A little bit more actually than we've seen Barraza, but as you've said, 2 very strong goalkeepers for John Gallus to choose from. And Aguinada with it. Aguinada on the ground, the give and go. He gets it right back, but Teron gets there, knocks it away off of a Seattle Sounder, and it's the Lane United ball.
Yeah, let's see if Lane United can establish himself in the second half, and we could repeat some of the elements that we have mentioned in the first half in this beginning of the second half, and let's see if that actually happened.
Vanderveld forward for Coffey there. We saw Coffey really take over late first half. Coffey again, still Coffey, and now it's dribbled away, but the last 10-15 minutes of the first half and so far in this second, Matt Coffey has looked quite strong.
Yeah, he has come back to the right area, combining with Dirk, but he's just doing by himself. Now that you are feeling very good about yourself, you still have to go with the crosses. I think that the second dribbling was too much, but Coffey it's been superb this evening for the Reds.
And Vandervelde with it. Vandervelde for Ward. Ward trying to maybe play back for Coffee, but a lot bit too complicated. And the foul a little bit behind the play goes against Lane United. Restart from Seattle.
Seattle is a team that, again, they want to utilize the spaces. So if you force them to play and circulate the ball, they don't feel so much comfortable. They feel comfortable when they play counter-attack. So that's another thing to disrupt the attack and the mindset of Seattle Sounders and utilize the counter-attack against them, like right now.
Mora played it for Fernandez, but Isma couldn't keep it. LeGros heads it, and Stadler will knock that forward. Cranlin tries to chase it down in front of his own bench, can't catch up to it. Lane United's ball. (2-1) the score. And Delgado trying to chase that one down. Good tackle. LeGros looked like a good tackle, but the whistle goes against him.
Yeah, Delgado proving again that he is a handful. He has covered by himself the whole attacking area for Seattle Sounders. Another time, number 15 for the free kick. He's going to try to put it in between the defense and the goalie. Let's see how respond Ben Willis and the rest of the defense by the Reds.
And he does put his foot through it there, and Willis will leap all the way into the air to win that ball. And he takes...
that should be a yellow card.
And indeed it is a yellow card. And yellow card there goes against Collins Laukandi. Sure, John Gallus saw that all happen in slow motion. He's already got one goalkeeper injured on the bench, and you see another one take contact. All the way down the pitch, trying to chase this down is Terron, and it will deflect for a corner.
In this second half, Lane United is trying to utilize the long diagonal balls again. Those are really good ways to break down two defensive lines, but those are also complicated balls to execute. In this case, Lane United got a corner kick.
And there's the corner crossed in, knocked up in the air by Christensen. May come for Ward. Ward puts his foot through it, blocked. And Ward trying to get to the corner now, but it will he'll be sealed off that one by Andrew Wheeler-Ominu.
Thank you to Fit for 90, Lane United's official player monitoring system that allows their coaches and training staff to monitor our players' health and
Throw in there and right to Coffee, so Lane United take the ball back and then they'll give it right back to Seattle. Very generous. Vandervelde with the head on it there, but Seattle still with it, and they'll get it right back as it's knocked out of play by Lane United.
Yeah. One thing that you have to do when Aguinaga receives the ball, often he receives the ball with the back to the goal, and that's what you wanna, the way you wanna have him, with the back to the goal, and not he turning around and looking for Delgado.
Well, bit of a lucky break for the Sounders there as the ball got through to Tomasevich in a ton of space, but there was perhaps a reason he was in a ton of space and offside, correctly called. Aguinada moves that one forward, but no one there, and Willis will call off his defense.
Yeah. micromanaging his movement. We just saw how right when he turns, he's just looking for Delgado. That's their game plan in attack, basically. It's simple, but because they are very good players, it's really complicated to have under control.
And a touch from Dirk van der Velde. Played it for Chubb Vertaal, right, got it right back. And then right back to Casey. Cycling now in the midfield. Fernandez for Mora. Mora will push up the pitch a little bit and now try and slide it forward to Ron, but he can't catch up. 55th minute, still 2-1.
Yeah, we see constantly the effects of the wind in these balls, right?
And it's not just that the wind is there. The wind seems to really swirl here, which makes it hard to predict. If wind's constantly blowing one way or the other, it's still going to impact things, but you can at least know what to do with it a little bit. But wind really does seem to kind of swirl and kick around here. Sounders patiently building up here, and they'll now go back to the opposite fullback. It's that free kick specialist we have mentioned, Kyle Bjornthen. He plays it back.
Those balls, yeah, those balls are good for the defense of the Reds. Even if they are a little bit better executed, that's not the kind of game that really excels Sounders. So it's all right to have Sounders attacking and putting a little bit of pressure if it's not for their advantage.
Van der Velde forward, trying to get it to Coffey. And Coffey trying to knock Bjornthen off. He does. Coffey and forces a corner kick there. And forcing a save out of Christensen as well.
Now it's Tomasevic, Vertaal, Lagro time.
And we'll see who Isma goes for. Tomasevic certainly the large target in the box. Headed though by the Sounders. Akeem Ward will track it down and slides it back. For Isma gets it right back to Ward. And Ward with a bit of a half shot, half cross there. Christensen had to think about it and couldn't actually hold on to it. Back heel there, a little too fancy, and it's going to create a counter-attack.
Yes, yes. Those are things that you have to avoid in every moment of the game, but you don't want those giveaways for the Sounders.
Van der Velde and Ward now. Van der Velde again will give it to Ward and then move into the space. Coffey onside in the box. Coffey, great dribble. More great dribbles. Ward! And the flag up.
No, he just shoot wide.
Oh, wide, okay.
Yeah.
It's that side netting we talked about it at the half, can be a little difficult, but.
Yeah, he was an excellent player again for Matt Coffey. Matt Coffey has been the dagger for the Reds the whole evening, and they haven't figured it out yet. And it was a great pass for Akeem Ward, but he just shot wide for a little bit.
Well, there may be more where that came from, though, as it's just more great play we've seen from Coffey today. And substitution made for Seattle there. Looks like Granlund exiting. Headed there, dangerous for Seattle. Delgado chasing, but Willis scoops it up.
Yeah, it's number 12 Granlund is out, and number 33 Derek Johnson, who occupies the same position, is going to play as a right attacking midfielder for the Sounders.
Getting right into substitution o'clock, 59th minute here. Tomasevic plays it back for Van der Velde. Van der Velde tap for Coffey. Coffey will try and go by a couple guys. Gets it now back for Ward again, and Ward will play back to the fullback, Van der Velde. Van der Velde to Ward, and This one will go Seattle's way. Another substitution coming up. Certainly for Seattle, looks like one for Lane United as well. And it's the Riggs Lennon preparing to come on for Lane United.
Yeah, and the Sounders just put into the game number 27, Keith Francisco. He is a very dangerous player, and that's another one, together with Aguinaga and Delgado, that Reds have to pay close attention. He's not quick, but he's very technical, and he has a very good right foot. He can shoot, so Reds already know him, and hopefully they are gonna keep him under control.
Free kick coming there into the box from the Sounders, off some heads, and going for the volley there was Peterson. Nothing doing, and it goes all the way down. Could break for Lane United. Nice play though from the center backs of Seattle. Sounders still with it. Now they're setting up Aguinada. Aguinada still trying to get it around Vandervelde. Dirk played that forward, but then it was headed back by Chubb Fertal. And it's the Sounders ball still, right in front of the Lane United bench. Aguinada looking for Delgado. Delgado's out in front. He'll drift to the wing. Gets the ball in, and the cross comes down and was headed again by Peterson, but not particularly on goal. And that one will just get knocked the length of the field, and Tomasevich handled that one. Very fast restart from Seattle as they're trying to apply a little bit of pressure now. There is the new man for Seattle, and save made from Willis, and then out.
That was an excellent
touch off of a Sounder. Go ahead.
Yeah, that was an excellent play by number 27, going 1v1 and creating a chance for Delgado. So Sanders now, we have been mentioning the whole day Aguinaga and Delgado, and now they have another guy in the party, let's say, which is Francisco. So now there are three dangerous players. On the other side, Coffee now has more space to maneuverate, and now we have a substitution. As we mentioned before, Akeem Ward is going to play wide instead of in the position of Dirk. And you were mentioning who is going to come in.
It was Riggs Lennon will be coming on. Lennon made his first start for Lane United in their game against South Sound. Also featured a little bit in the Crossfire game. Very smart, talented forward. We saw him working to a lot of good spaces against South Sound and came up with Lane United's only goal in that game as well. So more attack brought on from John Gallows. Good to see, even with the 2-1 lead. So many skilled individuals on the Sounders team that 2-1 lead can go away in a hurry.
And I expect a great battle in this near side between Akeem Ward versus Kid Francisco, Matt Coffey as well, Lennon. We are going to see a very, very interesting last 30 minutes.
And advantage played there, so we'll knock it down the length. Akeem Ward, as you said, who has drifted back to the wing to fill the space that Vandervelde previously occupied. And now standing at the wing, Mo Doumbia. And Akeem Ward is injured behind the play. Looks like perhaps just cramped a little bit. I think Ward is going to try to collect himself and keep going.
Fans Thank is a proud sponsor of the PDL. Highlight yourself on Twitter for all the latest Yankee soccer information. You can also follow @USL.
And Ward does in fact stay in. He goes for coffee.
And track notable alumni to their pro tour.
Coffee, Tomasevich with it. Tomasevich forward for Lennon. Lennon trying to get it in the corner. Almost forgot the ball. Has to be knocked out by Lokandi. Ward's throwing for Riggs Lennon. Now back to Ward. Ward at the corner flag and will create a corner kick. It's that low cross deflected into touch.
Yeah, and instantly we see that the things are starting to operate on this right side between Lennon, Akeem, Matt Coffey. Hopefully, this production can be finished into the third goal for the Reds.
So Isma Fernandez will take the corner. Into the box it goes, and Tomasevich was in space for the header. Now the shot, saved again, another opportunity, and Teron couldn't connect. Teron indeed will be booked there as he made some contact sliding in for that one.
Yeah, this is a great football match or soccer match. Again, that was a great double opportunity for the Reds with an excellent save by the Sounders goalkeeper, and Teron just gave all he got to get to that ball before the defender, but that wasn't the case, and so he committed a foul and get a yellow card. But again, we see a lot of intensity, a lot of fight in the battles, in the individual battles, and this is a great football game, and I anticipate more goals until the end of the game.
All right, 25 minutes left in this one. I don't think that you are incorrect. I think we're probably not done seeing action. Tomasevich knocks that one forward with his head. Sounders, though, will play it back to Christensen. Legros or Stadler rather, playing to that one. Vicente Mora, and foul, he's pulled down a little bit there, so we'll have the restart.
Yeah, he's not feeling too happy because it was a good opportunity to continue with the attack, but the ref called the free kick, so let's continue.
You gotta deal play the hand you're dealt. Another throw in for Lane United in front of their own bench. Chested down, but taken away Seattle. Moving up the pitch now. Delgado, corner of the box. Legros knocks it out, and a corner coming up for Seattle.
In attack on this right side, in attack on the left, still in the near side for us, Delgado with Kid Francisco, which is a key player on attack for them. As well as on the corner kicks, and it's going to be Wingate, or number 21.
Corner in and headed away, not all the way out, still headed around the box, and now a foul against Seattle. '69th minute. 2-1 lead for Lane United. The goal is coming from Matt Coffey and Stefan Tomasevich. And the one goal for Seattle from Guillermo Delgado. Riggs Lennon trying to chase that one down. Watches it go into touch off the Sounders and will now take the throw. Isma Fernandez. Fernandez will keep it for a moment, gets it back for Vicente Mora. And now they play it back towards Mora again. Mora had the assist earlier. And it's going to be, in fact, Seattle's ball on the throw in there. Jump for tall, trying to get ahead on it. And eventually, Isma Fernandez gets it back. Guillermo Delgado made life a little difficult for Stadler there, but he gets it back for Willis. And plays it out now to LeGros. And that one mishit, and it'll go into the bleacher in front of us. Bjornsson with the throw in. And Teron exits,
Ladies and gentlemen, the substitution
replaced
coming in for number 17, Jose Carlos Teron, number 6.
by Amer Sasavarovic. So new presence on the wing for Lane United. Ward keeps that one alive on the near side. Mora. Back to Fernandez in the middle of the field. Fernandez still with it, and now he'll just move back. Switches the play to the far side. And good move there made by Sasavarovic, the freshest legs on the field. Early impact perhaps. Cross in, and teeing off on that one on the volley was Riggs Lennon. May have taken the goal with it if that had managed to go in.
Yeah. Good service by Emer, good play by Emer. He has that ability to go 1v1 against the opposite players, and he has to be attentive also and cover that space on the left defender. But it was a great play and a nice finish by Lennon.
Willis will put a stop to that one before it goes out. He'll get us underway again as soon as he's ready.
It will be important for the Reds. So far it's kind of working, the idea of playing counter-attack, but at the same time you have to keep longer possessions because you don't want to give too much confidence to Saunders.
Headed forward, Coffey may get to that one. He'll settle it down. Tried to get it to Riggs Lennon, and it ends up going back to Coffey. He has to move back a little bit. Ward. Ward to Isma Fernandez. Fernandez at the top of the box, back to Mora, and Mora will play wide for Coffey. Coffey knocked in, loose in front. Header cleared away. And that's going to be Lane United's ball on the throw. More danger in the box from the Reds.
Great recognition by Vicente Mora in the sense of in what direction you have to continue the play.
Ward now. There's a shot, or maybe a cross that the wind got a hold of, maybe a shot, either way, held by Christensen, and Sounders breaking out. Delgado now. Chance for the Sounders, pushing at the edge of the box. It's Francisco. And it comes for Matt Coffey, Lane United, with the chance to take possession of their own here, but nearly pickpocketed. Now it's Riggs Lennon. Riggs Lennon trying to get around a man, and he will just slow it down.
Great decision by Lennon.
All the way to the back for Lane United. Akeem Ward slides it for Coffey. Taken away Lane United though, or taken away from Lane United by Seattle. Long searching ball there won't do any good. LeGros will, or Stadler will head that one back to Willis. We'll throw it up to Sasavarovic. '74th minute. Riggs Lennon. Lennon looks up and will play it along the carpet, but
Yeah, and now,
gonna go the
now
whole way.
the game is like in a very interesting moment because both teams have the doubt of being completely aggressive and go for
Did you guys call out a last
and go in attack
Always 70 minutes. Can you do that? Just the whole party.
or trying to keep possession a little bit more. So we are seeing a lot of transitions from attack to defense without no much control in either side. And again, it's a crucial moment for both teams.
here's Coffee again. And then for Ward, back to Chubb for Tall, and he will keep that, or Sasavarovic keeps that alive. Chubb for Tall has been strong at that holding midfielder position today. Mora slides it for Riggs Lennon. Lennon with a few different options will play now for Coffee. Coffee again in the box. He scores! And that's about the fourth time today we've seen just outstanding movement from Matt Coffey, and finally he's able to put one in the back of the net. Huge goal to make that 3-1, and a great finish, great effort all the way from Matt Coffey.
Taking over the game by himself, taking opposite rivals, smashing the ball into the net. Magnifico, yes, golazo. He's really been the difference in this game for Lane United.
And the Aces appreciate that, as do the rest of us. Brilliant goal from Coffey again. What more can you say about him? Where he had the second goal from Lane United to give him the lead. Very different situation on that one, just kind of a scramble. And then just brilliant footwork, brilliant dribbling in the box there, and a great finish, working it up high.
Yeah, about Coffee, we have to say that we were on the training session a couple of days ago, and we were talking about that actually. He played very, very well in the games in the state of Washington, and he was just looking forward for this game to perform in front of the fans, and that's what he is doing. He's taking his game to another level.
Now it becomes about finishing for Lane United. You've got the 2-goal lead, but still 14 minutes left or so, and even with the extra man, stranger things have happened. Got to keep the focus for Lane United.
And Sounders have made a couple of substitutions. The Spanish attacking forwards, Aguinaga and Delgado, are out and are in number 13, number 25, more physical. We have to remember that Sounders play on Friday. So now this is just about 13-14 minutes, and it's going to be just physical and go for the aerial battles like in this one for Sounders.
And we've seen physical aerial battles at the end of a game between these two teams in this location. You might remember the Sounders Lane United home game last year. Reds scored a goal to make it 2-1 late. Here's an opportunity for Seattle, but offside. In that game last year, Timmy Mueller scored on a header with about 10 minutes left to make it 2-1. And then in the very last moments of the game, Brendan Anderson came flying all the way through the Sounders goalkeeper. Ball ended up in the back of the net, but foul rightly called, and skirmish and all sorts of cards given out in front. It was mighty exciting. For now, though, different plot today. Action packed the whole way through, and there's still 13 minutes left.
And again, be careful, because Sounders now is going to make another substitution. So it's 3 new players into the game. They have fresh legs. They are going all the way these 12-15 minutes, 100%. So you cannot really feel good about yourself just because you are two goals up. And you still have to push, you still have to match the intensity in these last minutes.
And looks like Thomas Sevic will exit now. Be replaced by, to wait and see. And it is Daley Stevens. On. Stevens has been the super sub for Lane United so far this year. And he'll come on for the last moments of this one, the Eugene native, South Eugene grad.
And hopefully with this substitution, Lane United can keep the ball a little bit more and circulate more and have more possession, that meaning more control of the game, as well as creating chances. But the important thing now is to have the game under control.
Isma gets us back underway to LeGros and then back out for Lennon. Coffee keeps it for Ward and may have drifted out. Coffee again pressuring and may get to that. Mora hadn't lost it. Playing all the way to the back is Seattle. They'll try and get it started going the whole length of the pitch.
Yeah, number 7, Apollon, is also in the game for Sounders. And again, he is another big dude, very, very speedy. And it's another kind of challenge now for the defense of Lane United. Before it was just looking for the through balls, looking for the runs, and now it's just the opposite. So again, it's going to be an interesting challenge in both sides of the field.
One headed down and will be kept by Seattle. Amir Sasavarovic has to chase it down after it's knocked all the way out by Seattle. Amir will throw in.
But that means as well that Sounders is sometimes giving away the ball too easy because they go just for the long ball, making the life a little bit easier for the Reds.
And we'll redo that throw-in. Inside of the last 10 minutes. Daley Stevens tried to win that. Couldn't. It was won by the man behind him, knocked out. Another throw-in for Lane United, and Stevens will brush himself off. Isma with a good dribble. Good touch from Daley Stevens to get it forward for Lennon, and then it's just knocked away. Stevens tried to chase it down again. Falls back for Isma. And now back for Lennon. 3 guys right around him, and one of them will take it away. Moving up the field are the Sounders and trying to play it again directly for Aplum.
Yeah, very good defensive job in the last play by Stadler. He was keeping one eye on the player and one eye on the ball, which is what every great defender should do.
The Reds throw in, 83rd minute. They've got the 3-1 lead. And here came the Sounders again, trying to find Ash Aplum, but Stadler got in the way of it. Again, trying to take it away is Lane United. Riggs Lennon does knock it the length of the field. Daley Stevens giving chase, and Christensen coming all the way out to midfield. Now Coffee, and he'll slow it down. Keeper was temptingly out of his area, but smart from Coffee to just play slow.
Control the tempo of the game. That's what just Coffee did.
It's been darn near a perfect 10 today, has Matthew Coffey. Meanwhile, Daley Stevens at the edge of the box. Stevens trying to, Sasavarovic. They're both little quick dudes. From distance, hard to tell. Keem Ward now. Ward tried to play it forward. Mora making a run, but I don't think he was going to get there. And another substitution coming from Lane United. Isma Fernandez will exit.
Ladies and gentlemen, substitution for Lane United FC. Coming in for number 7, Ismael Fernandez. Number 8, Matthias Binder.
And it's Matthias Binder. Speaking of smaller, quicker players who will enter the game, Binder, the number 8 for Lane United, has featured a lot this season, kind of as a heartbeat or a metronome for them in the middle of the park, and some closing duty for him today. Mora kept that one. Knocked back, and now Lennon tried to find Binder how to play off of a Seattle foot.
Trying to highlight more than the skillful display by Mora is just how much he knows how to control again the tempo. He's in substitution of Binder in a way. He's the one really managing that kind of when to play fast, when to play slow, when to play right, when to play left.
And here's Binder again, slid it back out for Stevens. And another throw in another advanced position.
And Mora is another player that has been establishing himself throughout the games. He was just playing a little bit of minutes at the beginning of the season, but now he's really excelling as an attacking or just a midfielder.
And in fact, a corner for Lane United. Created a heading opportunity for Lennon, but out of play. 86th minute. Trying to finish the job here, Lane United. Foul against Binder. Sounders with the restart. Knocked down Oplum. Sounders still with it, the shot from outside the box. Willis will watch it roll out. 86th minute. Willis in no particular hurry to get us restarted.
Yeah, but we have just seen how they have produced a chance by just restarting quick a free kick. So you have to be very, very attentive all the 90 plus minutes. To some extent, for Stadler and Mitch Lagro, these kind of aerial battles are even better than the kind of challenge Delgado and Aguinaga were producing for them. But at the same time, again, you have to be very, very focused the whole time.
Akeem Ward tried to find Lennon too much on it, but Daley Stevens will keep it or gets a mirror again. Matt Coffey. Coffey enters the box, now back for Binder. Binder, Ward, back to Binder. And now back out wide for Coffey, 88th minute. Ward. Back to Binder, back to Ward, all the way back to Stadler.
And this is the kind of play that a team, when it's winning, should do. And this is not just playing tiki-taka, this is just keeping possession until this moment, actually.
Welcome to the world of commentary, Iñaki. So, throw in coming for Lane United. They'll get a little bit of possession back, and another throw in coming for Alaska, or Kobos to enter. And Matt Coffey will get the curtain call here, very well deserved. A brilliant performance from number 14 today.
Ladies and gentlemen, another substitution for Lane United FC coming in for number 14, Matthew Coffey. Number 9, Alberto Cobos.
Long throw from Lane United gets us started, headed though by the Sounders. And
yeah, now it's Daley Stevens who plays in the position of Matt Coffey, and Alberto Cobos is going to play up front with Lennon. Again, it's the moment to be very, very focused. You are feeling like you have the win, but still it's too soon to claim that. There is still too much to be played here.
And Kobos with the touch. Daley Stevens got it after that, but taken away by Seattle. Now perhaps a chance for the Sounders. It's Francisco, and Francisco will go down there. But it's out and it's off of the Sounders. Ben Willis with the goal kick to get us back underway. Last minute of regular time. Headed down by the Sounders. It's Oplum. Now to the wing again, and Ward slides in, makes the tackle. It's out of play. Throw in coming for Seattle.
Keep the marks. It's going to be a long throw in by number 15, Bjornethan. And it's another dangerous opportunity for Sounders.
Very, very close to the corner flag here, and the throw in will work somewhat like a corner into the box. One header looking for the second. The volley would have been a very nice finish had that one gone in from Francisco.
And we are officially in stoppage time, correct?
And it's we certainly are, and however many moments of stoppage time they are, there are going to be some long ones for the Lane United bench, and probably will seem very short just across the halfway stripe on the Seattle side. It is a 3-1 lead for Lane United. They took the lead early, then conceded the equalizer, but took the lead back at the end of the first half and have controlled the second half. Every touch from Lane United here, a chance to spend some time. Lennon now. Lennon will do a good job there to slow it down. Now slides it for Daly Stevens. Stevens in some space, it's tempting, but just the same, he does the right thing and slows it down. Now Coffey with their, Coffey said Coffey had a habit there, but it was Riggs Lennon with the long shot and did just enough to force a save.
Yeah,
and a corner kick.
Lennon showing the instinct of the forward. Even if he's 90, plan 92, he just is in the right position with his left foot and he just shoot to the goal.
We'll see what Lane United do on the corner. Expect they'll probably just play it very short to Ward, but instead to the middle, and Christensen pulls it out of the air. He'll try to boot it the length of the field there and create something for Oplum. But chested down Binder, Sasavarovic, and now back to Matthias. Binder still. Kobos. Kobos draws the foul. And again, tick-tock, tick-tock. The moments going by ever so slowly for the Lane United fans trying to finish this one out.
Lennon, the forward, but it's going to be Vicente Mora, who I think he's going to shoot this ball for the fourth.
And it is a very dangerous looking ball there from Mora. Not on goal though, so Seattle starts it one more time. Heading around again, and now Binder. Again, just wonderful possession from Lane United. They slide it forward for Binder. Binder entering the box, he tripped up, and it's just going to be a goal kick. Tripped over the turf monster, got him there. Another goal kick from Christensen. Out into touch. Throw in Seattle. Sounders still trying to create something, looking for a miracle is Seattle. That one Knocked forward, Lennon to chase it down, or Kobos rather. And Kobos now toward the box, but knocked away. LeGros will just slow it up for Ward. And Ward all the way back to Willis. And there it is, the final whistle. It's a 3-1 win for Lane United over the Sounders U-23s. Big win from Lane United, could push them as high as second place in the division. 2 huge games next week against the current division leaders in Calgary Foothill, or the Calgary Highlanders. So big opportunity for Lane United next week to hey, they could go to first place in the league if all goes well next week. Take one of those 2 games at a time, though, and certainly very tough opponent in Calgary. For tonight, though, outstanding effort from Lane United. They, you can say they got a little fortunate with the early red card, but they had to work to finish the game out. They put the ball in the back of the net 3 times. 11 out of 10 performance today from Matt Coffey especially.
Yes, absolutely. And 2 important things. This was the biggest game of the season so far for Lane United. This is the game that shows that Lane United this year is going to fight for the first 2 spots that go the access to the playoff. And then this was a fun, enjoyable game to watch, full of creative, talented players who just display part of their talent. So great opportunity, great game, and as you mentioned, next week against Calgary Foothills is going to be another excellent opportunity for continue to go up in the standings for the Reds. And the last thing I wanna say is that these teams play this way because they have 2 great coaches who always try to attack and who always decide to go for the more creative players.
Absolutely. Well, a brilliant game once more, just like we thought we might have, but probably pretty darn close to best case scenario for Lane United there today. Again, the 3-1 win over the Sounders U-23s. The goals came from Stefan Tomasevich, the 1 goal for Seattle from Guillermo Delgado, and then Matt Coffey again to make it 2-1 and 3-1. Our next broadcast will be Thursday, June 16th, and then the next day, Friday, June 17th, 2 big ones against currently first place Calgary Foothills. One last time for Inaki Gonzalo, my name is Isaac Rosenthal. We'll leave you with one last word from the sponsor. Thank you so much for joining us. Final score, Lane United 3, Seattle Sounders 1.
We're not willing to make that